Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD. Wanted to hear back here in Plays and Source. I was gonna get on the camera, but I figured, nah, let me just talk to you guys about some stuff, because we got some new info about God of War Ragnarok. Specifically, no release date, no necessarily new footage or anything, but we did get accessibility features that we're gonna go over a lot of them, because I think a lot of them are really cool and are definitely helpful for a lot of those gamers that need it. And on top of that, with this news being out there already, we could indicate some things. I may have some guesses on when we will actually see the full game get a release date, a new showing, etc. And we can see a very good improvement in the game's quality overall in terms of gameplay. But before we get into that, if you like the video, make sure to like on the video, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Let's get on with the God of War Ragnarok accessibility features that we got here on the blog this morning. Link below in the description to the blog post that does go into a lot more detail here. I'm gonna just overall just say the general things that were shown and were said here on the blog, but if you want a more extensive look and want to read along, definitely go check out that blog, link below in the description. Now, from the God of War PC version that we got a few months, I think maybe up to a year at this point actually, but a few months back, we of course got the release of God of War 2018 on PC, and they did outline some features that will be coming that were in that version of God of War to Ragnarok for PS4 and PS5. So those features goes as follows: sprint, auto sprint, where you'll be able to just hold down the stick and Kratos will automatically just sprint for the short duration of time that you allot it. There's also the persistent dot, which is an always on reticle. A lot of people really use this to focus if they have motion sickness, or just a reminder on where the center of the screen is and everything, so you're able to have that persistent dot on the screen, as well as change sizes and different colors as well, with 3 different sizes and 7 different colors to make that dot of your choosing. They also have the ability to hold or toggle on and off in terms of aim style and block style, so you're able to do that as well in the new game. Moving on to some things involving subtitles and captions, they do have improved subtitles and caption sizes on the minimum and maximum sizes to fit all needs that you require, including what you need, as well as the TV as well, because if you have just pretty small captions on TV, might not look great. You can change that in the settings. They also have 7 different colors for adjustments to do the speaker name, subtitle body, and the captions individually as well. They also added expanded sound effect captions to not only in-game gameplay, but also in cutscenes as well, that include specific captions for puzzles and subtle narrative moments as well, so you're able to capture all of that and understand all that in the captions with the sound effects. They also have added options for blur and darkening backgrounds for subtitles and captions for readability, in case you want the background of the caption to be blurred or just have a darkened background. You can do that at your disposal, as well as an added direction indicator to show where certain sounds are coming from to help you with puzzles. So they do have a little bit more on this as well, where there are going to be specific sound cues that happen, whether it be for like a narrative purpose or for puzzles specifically. You're able to have a little directional indicator that will show you exactly where that's coming from to make it more just apparent where that's coming from. Next will be a few quick things about text size and controller remapping. So you're able to have the text and icon of the UI and the in-game aspects as well be scalable, so you're able to change the size of text and icons in the UI as well as in-game in God of War Ragnarok, including this little side-by-side comparison here, where you can see the default look of the text and icons versus the extra large that you're able to have, whether it's in-game or in the menus as well. You're able to see these side-by-side comparisons where you see kind of the default regular size and the extra large size in case you need that for yourself to be able to enjoy the game. And going into a little bit more here on the controller remapping, we do have of course preset controller layouts and custom controller remapping, so you're able to not only change the controls of your game, whether it's on the system side on the PS5 itself, you're also able to tune it for this game specifically because they have those in their settings. And also for actions that require more than one button, like things like Spartan Rage, navigation assist, or quick turning as well, you're able to map those different actions to just a touchpad for for just ease of use, quick access and everything. So definitely cool for those that want those on the touchpad. You're able to do that in God of War Ragnarok. Next up here, what they did a lot of time on here on the blog is this high contrast mode. So this will allow you to change a character or different characters on the screen, traversal paint, loot items, and special effects to be shown in a more visible color for those that need it, as well as you can have a bunch of different options in terms of colors. You can make it and tune it to what colors that you specifically want. I think on the blog they showed like blue and red or blue and yellow, depending on your different color blindness. If that's the main reason why you need it, you're able to tune it to your exact specifications. You can also desaturate the background as well to make those characters and different loot items and traversal paint even more prominent on the screen as well with that desaturated background. And what's cool about high contrast mode is that it can be enabled for gameplay or just cutscenes or on all the time. You can always have that toggled to wherever you want it to show up, and it will also turn off in settings and character menus as well. On top of, they have a really cool shortcut toggle where if you only want it in some cases, like maybe there is an environment that you are playing through right now that you can't really see the characters that well, you can have a really cool swipe on the touchpad to toggle it on and off, just in case you want to manually control when it's on and off. You can do that with the touchpad swipe. Some other quick features as well, you can have navigation assist, where this will orient the camera towards the next compass objective when you're out of combat with the press of a button. So let's say you finish a combat encounter, you're confused on where to go next, you're able to hit a button and you're able to have the camera oriented to where you need to go next. Super cool feature, as well as traversal assistance and assistance plus. So traversal assistance will automate the actions like gap jumping, vaulting, mantling, and more. Those will all be automated where you don't have to press anything to have those actions be enabled in game, as well as assistance plus will include more of those things that become automated, like climbing, crawling, well, not crawling, but like crawls and squeeze throughs. Those will all be automated as well, and those kind of require a little bit more movement from the player because they require you to physically climb and like move the stick and everything. That will be automated with assistance plus as well. So with those two, you're able to do some of those mundane tasks in a very automated fashion. Now, one new thing here that they are adding to the game is audio cues. Now, this will, of course, as it says, play a sound when an interact icon or a button prompt becomes active in the game. So if you need to press square to open this thing or press triangle to open this thing, you will get a little sound cue that notifies the player that there is something that you need to do to continue or do a specific action, right? So these extend to also things in combat. So you can also have audio cues to let the player know if there is an unblockable attack ring, if there's targeting aim cues as well, weapon swap cues, and all that great stuff. So you're able to have a lot of different ways where the audio cue can help you as you play the game. You can also adjust the volume of this audio cue as well, so it doesn't have to be super loud, super quiet. You can adjust that volume as well. So all of those are pretty much the main things that they went over, but it's not all of the different accessibility features in God of War Ragnarok. They promise to have over 60 different options to toggle and mess with whenever you need it in game, as well as saying this little blurb at the end, quote, "We are committed to improving accessibility and customization for everyone. We can't wait to tell you details about our other categories of accessibility features like combat/aim assist, puzzle/minigame assist, HUD adjustments, camera tuning, auto pickup, and much more." One that definitely piques my interest is the auto pickup. Definitely love that. Don't want to be just looking at the ground, pressing triangle to get all the loot, whatever. Just if I run over it, let me take it. That's including health too as well in the game. So really, very, very happy to see that. Also, a little side note too, with the minigame assist, I hope there are some ways that you're able to just completely bypass certain puzzles and mini games. Not that I would necessarily, but I did know that there was a lot of really good additions to like Spider-Man where they were able to have you skip the really, just kind of in the way lab puzzles and different stuff like that. So if there's something like that in God of War, that'd be really cool to see as well. So overall, yeah, man, it looks like, they were very serious about them doubling down on accessibility in terms of first-party games within PlayStation. We saw, and that extensive look at The Last of Us Part 2 with their features, also with Spider-Man as well with Insomniac. So this is definitely continuing that here with God of War. We love to see that. And my only thing here, I have a few takeaways, right? So one is that if they're able to outline a lot of these different accessibility options and features and tell us that, usually release date should not be that far away, right? Now, obviously, I'm not saying that it's a sure shot, but I will say I'm a lot more confident in a 2022 release date than I was yesterday, right? So that's where I'm at with that. And then the other thing as well, they showed, this reoccurring scene in the trailer that we got last year for God of War Ragnarok, and it looks a lot better than last year's. We are seeing a lot of side-by-sides of this game, clip that was initially put out last year versus the one that they put out today with the accessibility options, and the game looks a lot better. We're seeing a lot more detail in Kratos' face, a lot better lighting, a lot better shadowing as well with Kratos' armor and all that. Like, it's looking a lot better, and I really love to see how these games evolve over the course of development and how much better they look closer and closer to release. So that is about it, guys. Down below, what are your thoughts on these accessibility options? Do you like it? Do you hate it? When will God of War Ragnarok release, right? I have a bold prediction, ladies and gentlemen, all right? If I may. What if God of War Ragnarok took Starfield's release date of 11/11/22? Can y'all imagine? Let me know down below, guys. What are your thoughts? Thank y'all for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank y'all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.